In the final section of this unit, we're going to discuss cleaning up and controlling soil pollution. Testing for soil pollutants. Before cleaning up soil that is possibly contaminated, it should be tested. Cleaning efforts are costly and time-consuming, so resources for cleaning up should be used for cleaning up areas that pose the most risk to human health and the environment first. There are tests that can indicate levels of heavy metals, PCBs, and many other common chemical pollutants. Many soil test kits require a laboratory analysis, but there are also basic test kits that are less expensive and do not require laboratory equipment. Cleaning up polluted sites. There are several methods for cleaning up polluted soil. Excavation involves removing contaminated soil and bringing it to a site where it has minimal impact on human health and the environment. Other methods for cleaning polluted soil sites include heating the soil to volatilize and collect chemical pollutants out of the soil, leaching the soil with surfactants, chemicals that separate other chemicals from the surfaces of soil particles, bioremediation, which uses bacteria and other microbes to digest and break down organic chemicals in the soil, and phytoremediation, which uses plants to extract heavy metals. Carrots are a very effective plant for phytoremediation. Controlling soil pollution. There are many ways to control soil pollution. Many countries now have regulations to reduce the amount of soil pollution from industry and agriculture. However, countries that are developing and experiencing population growth may not have these regulations. While large industries and farms need to control their contributions to soil pollution, local residents have a responsibility as well. Developing countries can feel that the established countries have already caused a great amount of pollution as they developed, and should assist them financially and technically in growing their industry without increasing the pollution. Reducing wastes. Local areas become polluted when wastes are discarded into the environment. Areas with standing water are especially a concern. When waste is discarded around these areas, bacteria, fungi, and other microbes consume the waste and produce toxins in the water, which eventually contaminates the soil. Individuals can also reduce waste by recycling and reusing clothes, furniture, toys, and electronics. A lot of energy is consumed and waste is produced in production of new products. By buying fewer new products, people are helping to reduce the waste put out by factories. Reducing the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Fertilizers and pesticides are used by both large farms and local residents. While these products may help crop production in the short term, the soil will not support growing crops in the long term. Chemicals from fertilizers and pesticides will leach into the soil and build up over time, leading to a loss in fertile soil. A better option is organic fertilizers and pesticides, those that are from natural sources. These products do not have synthesized chemicals and are more easily broken down by microorganisms living in the soil. Properly dispose of toxic chemicals. Toxic chemicals are commonly used in household cleaners, paints, aerosol containers, and automobile fluids. If thrown in the trash, the chemicals from these products will leach into the soil and cause soil pollution. Toxic chemicals should be deposited in proper waste disposal facilities. They should be stored in a spill-proof container until they can be brought to a proper facility. Reducing electricity consumption. Coal and fossil fuels are burned to generate heat and produce electricity at power plants. When these products are burned, toxic chemicals are released into the air and come back to the soil. Reducing electricity consumption or using products that require less electricity, such as an LED light bulb rather than an incandescent light bulb, will help reduce the amount of waste produced by power plants. Reducing deforestation. When forests are cleared, the bare soil may become eroded and more exposed to contaminants. To reduce deforestation, use less paper products. Reuse plates, napkins, and bags. Local governments can be lobbied to preserve forested areas. They're vital for healthy ecosystems and maintaining healthy soil. Pictured is a forested area in Dedza, Malawi.